Give out some team grades for the 2023 season, and this video will be the Big 12. Let's start with the newcomer of the Big 12. We got Cincinnati here. After last year going 9-4, it came to the Big 12 and went 3-9. It was a pretty disappointing year for Cincinnati, and I don't think us as a college football community really understood how these teams would compete in the Power 5 level. Because these teams were at the top of the Group of 5 year in and year out, that really didn't mean anything. So for Cincinnati, it was sadly very disappointing, so I gave them a D+. Now with another newcomer, we got Houston. Also another disappointing season for Houston. They only went 8-5 last year, so it wasn't too much of a drop-off. But it was enough for Holgers to get fired, and Houston picked up the head coach from Tulane, Willie Fritz. I think there are super bright days for Houston in the coming future, but it might take some years to get the talent back up to the Power 5 level. We got another newcomer here with BYU, and their season was just absolutely crazy this year. They started off the season 5-2. And I personally thought that there was no way they wouldn't make a bowl game at that point. But they lost their next 5 games, and they went 5-7. They just showed that they could not compete at the level of the Big 12 yet. So it wasn't the worst season, so I gave them a B-. If they would have made a bowl game, it would have been a couple spots higher. And then with the final newcomer here, you got UCF. And they did the best out of the 4 newcomers to the Big 12. And they did squeak out a bowl game. A 40-point win to Oklahoma State came in clutch at the end of the season. So while making a bowl game, I gave them a B+ for their season. Next, we got the Baylor Bears. After Aranda's first year at Baylor, we thought he might grow to become one of the best coaches in the Big 12. But lately, they've been kind of on a downward spiral. Last year, they did make a bowl game going 6-7. But as you can see, this year was really bad. They went 3-9 and looked pretty lifeless in most games. So for that, I gave them an F for their seasonal grade.